into Truth FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll take your data.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of
the news desk for the 5 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. Today is Thursday, December 5, 2024. My name is Johnson Gbarntolmah presenting. In the headlines, Vice President Office rejects what it calls unfounded bribery allegations against Vice President Jeremiah Coon, describing them as politically motivated distractions. Supreme Court of Liberia, the ruled in a case involving Mbattu Speaker Fernando Kofa and the majority members of the House of Representatives this Friday. Healthcare workers threatens a nationwide strike if government fails to address their salary disparities in the sector, gives the government a 10-day ultimatum. Away from Liberia, at least 79 people have died from an unknown disease that is causing flu-like symptoms in South-East Western Democratic Republic of Congo. These plus many more, the news bulletin, are all packaged on today's edition of the program News Desk. Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited are our two sponsors. We'll take a break to be right back.
Ria TV, True FM.
Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into Truth FM 96.1.
Joining us at this point with John Naketa Roberts to set the pace with the reading of the news bulletin. Good evening.
Good evening, Justin, and good evening, everyone. The Office of the Vice President has rejected what it calls unfounded bribery allegations against Vice President Jeremiah Coon, describing them as politically motivated distractions. In a statement issued on Thursday, December 5th, 2024, the office denied all accusations of bribery or financial misconduct, emphasizing that there is no truth to the allegation that the vice president instructed any payments for any reason. The statement further noted the vice president's constitutional responsibilities include assisting the president, that's the president, and presiding over the Senate. He further clarified that the vice president does not have any authority to instruct any government institution to expand public resources. The release quotes the office of the vice president as saying, "This campaign of misinformation is a deliberate effort to scapegoat the vice president for political gain, urging the public to focus their attention on the pressing issues facing the country." It said Vice President Coon remains committed to serving the nation with integrity and upholding the values that strengthen its democracy. Healthcare workers across the country have threatened a nationwide strike if government fails to address salary disparities among health workers in the next 10 days. The health workers under the umbrella Assembly of the Liberia Health Professionals noted that the government's current pay structure creates inequalities among healthcare service providers for various backgrounds. Despite they share the same goals and delivering quality health services. Speaking Thursday at a news conference in Painesville, the group, through Theophilus Fire, president of the Liberia National Physician Assistants Association, expressed disappointment over how government is downplaying the benefits and welfare of health service providers. According to him, following the induction of the current government, the health sector pay grade and salary reclassification policy was presented to them. The policy development and validated through a collaborative effort led by the CSA in partnership with the Ministry of Finance, according to Faya. is a framework designed to address long-standing issues within the health sector. He further noted that since the presentation of the policy, the government is reneging to act on it, something he said is demotivating health workers across the country. The group meanwhile termed the recent addition of the salary that's advancement as provocation, noting it does not address the plight of health workers. The establishment of the World Economic Crimes Court in Liberia is beginning to gain momentum as Liberian office seek experience in Sierra Leone. A Liberian delegation, including civil society representatives, is currently in Sierra Leone meeting with experts and actors who helped for the establishment of the court in Sierra Leone. According to a release, the delegation in a meeting with Sierra Leone Special Court on Wednesday, the court's senior legal officer, Madam Rhoda Cambode, reminded the Liberian delegation of the challenges associated with the court's establishment, naming political will, security, funding, and outreach as some of the areas to be seriously considered. She, however, praised the political will demonstrated by the Liberian government, referencing the Legislative Joint Resolution 001-2024, followed by President Joseph Boakai Executive Order Number 131. In continuation of the Wednesday's engagement, according to the release, British High Commission Political Office Officer Ibrahim Bangurad expressed excitement that Liberians are now dealing with the long-standing uncertainties that characterize the establishment of the War Crimes Court. According to him, while Liberians should push the reconciliation, people must at that time be made to account for their role in the civil war. For her part, the head of the delegation, Councillor Asatu Ba Kanen, highlighted progress being made towards the court's establishment. She named government support to the court's establishment, victims and survivor representatives as some of the engagements propelling the new office mandate execution. The Liberian Senate has confirmed Madam Madeleine Dagose as the Minister of Commerce and Industry. Madam Dagose's confirmation followed her recent nomination by President Joseph Boakai. She replaced former Commerce Minister Ami Modai, who resigned his position over a controversy surrounding the purchase of a luxury vehicle valued over 90,000 United States dollars. The Senate took the decision during its Thursday 50-day regular sitting at Capitol Hill. During the roll call, about 21 senators out of the 30 present all voted for the confirmation of Madeleine Dagose as the new Commerce Minister. The confirmation report was prepared by the Committee on Commerce, Trade, and Industry at the Liberian Senate. The Executive Protection Service, EPS, has suspended 4 of its officers indefinitely for engaging in unethical conduct, specifically soliciting money from guests at the president's residence. A release from the EPS said certain of its officers have developed the inappropriate habit of soliciting gratitude from individuals at the president's residence, the executive mansion grounds, and during national security events. According to the release, such actions are a gross violation of the principles and ethical standards expected of EPS officers, who are shown to uphold the law and maintain the highest level of professionalism and integrity as VIP protectors. The release quotes the EPS as clarifying that it will not tolerate any form of misconduct within its ranks. According to the release, disciplinary measures, including dismissal, will be taken against any officer found engaging in such activities. The executive director of the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment, Julius Selly, has disclosed that the $11.5 million that was allocated to the institution has been reduced to 4.7 million in the recast budget. According to him, the 11 million was allocated in the 2024 national budget to implement legislative projects across the 73 districts. Speaking Thursday during a Senate hearing, Director Sally said the projects should have begun from the passing of the 2024 budget and be dedicated this December. The late boss said because of the delay, the project may not start this December. Integrity Watch Liberia and the Irish Embassy are expected to sign a Euro 170,000 grant agreement for inclusive government and natural resource accountability. According to a press release, the initiative is a significant step towards promoting transparency, accountability, and sustainable governance in Liberia's natural resource sector. The release further that the project is to enhance Liberia's policy framework in supporting the sustainable and equitable management of its natural resources for the benefit of Liberians. The project is to run over a one-year period and will focus on building the capacity of the Liberian legislature to scrutinize policies and agreements related to natural resource management. It will also enhance advocacy efforts by civil society organizations to push for transparent and accountable resource governance. The release added that the initiative will strengthen the coordination and oversight function of regulatory bodies to ensure proper compliance. Report says prosecuting lawyers are finding it difficult to indict Father Daniel George, the priest of the Christ the King Catholic Church, on allegation of rape. Father George has since been arrested by the police and is currently at the Monrovia Central Prison for allegedly raping a 16-year-old girl from the same church following a complaint by the survivor's mother. But prosecuting lawyers told RCI judicial correspondent on Thursday that they cannot proceed with Father Daniel George's alleged rape case without evidence, saying the survivor's mother is yet to make herself available to provide evidence. Prosecutors maintain that they cannot proceed with litigation without the complainant's account because it is vital for them to obtain an indictment against Father George before the grand jury of Montserrat County during this November term of court. The report comes in a wake of speculations that the survivor's mother is under pressure by some members of the Catholic Church to compromise her daughter's sexual abuse case at Criminal Court E at the Temple of Justice. Father Daniel George, age 32, was arrested on October 8, 2024 at the church compound for allegedly raping the teenager between May to October 2024. Our judicial correspondent revealed that the 32-year-old Catholic priest risks life imprisonment if he is convicted for statutory rape as provided by the amended rape law. Despite losing the representative election in District Number 2, Montserrat County, Bishop Myean Doyen says he will continue with his community initiative that impact the lives of the ordinary people. Bishop Doyen said he has completed the renovation of several market buildings in the district, ensuring that marketers have the conducive environment to serve and support their family. The clergyman and humanitarian revealed that the recent renovation of the Johnsonville Rehab Market and the Pepperwood Town Market was aimed at giving the facilities a facelift as they were in deplorable conditions. He told reporters recently that he built these markets in 2017 with support from his international partner, Compassion for Life USA, but realized that the roofs were leaking and disturbing the market people, so it was necessary to repair them. Bishop Doyen said it cost him 78 bundles of zinc, several cartons of nail and other construction materials to complete the renovation of the Johnsonville Rehab Market and the Pepperwood Town Market. Meanwhile, the head of the markets have lauded Bishop Doyen for always supporting them through construction of the facilities, giving them microfinance loans. The superintendent of the Johnsonville Rehab Market, Ruth Gapud, and other expressed gratitude to the Independent Catholic Church Bishop for the renovation of their market. And away from Liberia, at least 79 people have died from an unknown disease that is causing flu-like symptoms in southwestern Democratic Republic of Congo. The health ministry says the majority of people who have died are between the ages of 15 and 18. More than 300 people have been infected, with patients exhibiting symptoms like fever, headache, runny nose and cough, breathing difficulties, and anemia. Response teams have been sent to Kwango province, specifically the Penzin Health Zone, where the disease is most common, to manage cases and investigate the nature of the disease. That's our CN News Bulletin. Is back to you, Johnson.
Bulletin is a regular feature here on News Desk. If you're just joining us in one of our top developments, Vice President Office rejects what it calls unfounded bribery allegations against Vice President Jeremiah Cohn, describing them as politically motivated distractions. Let's bring you our first development on the program. Healthcare workers across the country have threatened a nationwide strike if government fails to address salary disparities among healthcare workers in the next 10 days. The healthcare workers under the Bannon Assembly of Liberia Health Practitioners noted that the government's current pay structure creates inequalities among healthcare service providers of various backgrounds, despite the same goal of delivering quality health services. The president of the Liberian National Physician Assistants Association, Theophilus Fire, spoke at a news conference in Painesville.
Government actions, but we have not actually called it the way we are calling it now. This one, we are calling it professionally because we have policy to prove to the people that government is deviating from the implementation of that policy. And that policy, for one reason, if you know the policy, you have issue with the policy, then you should not affix your signature to that policy. But the fact that you affix your signature and you give us guarantee and timeline that 2024 January budget year, you are going to implement that policy. You already against time because we expected 70% of the implementation to start, meaning 2025, 80%, 2026, 90%, 2027, 100%. That was incrementally. Now, the fact that you failed to ahead one fiscal year and we are heading towards 2025, we are saying that we request the government to present a clear timeline for the implementation of the health sector pay grade and salary classification policy within 10 calendar days. Beginning the day the letter was delivered, meaning on the 2nd of December, we give them 10 calendar days. On the 12th of December at 11:59 p.m., across the country will cease to work. No one will go to work. Nobody will take anybody. Nobody will take care of any patient. I'm talking across the country that must rise. As we are talking now, there are consultations in the different countries on how we can go about executing that very day. Even some people wanted to start today, as a matter of fact. And we want to assure you that we are not saying that start is going to be automatic, but we are saying that if you address the issue that we are raising in this communication. That means that we give you 10 calendar days. That's a working day. I start on the 10 calendar days, meaning from the second. Start notice. If no concrete action is taken within the specified timeline, the Honor Sign Association and organization will commence a nationwide strike action. This is very collective. Now, what you see, and I started here, you see the GSS 10, and you saw the different signatures that are affixed on this document. It tells you that those are speaking are just the bullet point, but there are a lot of content that will follow. And we don't want people to come tomorrow to blame us because somebody dying, because nobody there. It is us. It is the government that is causing that trouble. It is the government to the Minister of Finance. It is the government to the Civil Service Agency. It is the government to the Minister of Health. Because they play adamant and because they were investors and they are equally qualified like we are as well, but they are fortunate to be appointed to steer the affairs of the health sector. But today they are there making their money, but they are stepping on the other people that are working to give them the glory in the service. We say no to that. We will not take nothing less than a reclassified healthcare sector.
There is the president of the National Physician Assistants Association of Liberia there speaking at a press conference in Monrovia. The Environmental Protection Agency has embarked on a two-day dialogue on the conclusion of freshwater ecosystem in the nationally determined contribution. The nationally determined contribution is a climate action plan that countries submit to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, Secretariat, every 5 years. Speaking at the beginning of the dialogue, he is Executive Director, Dr. Emmanuel Yapawolu, cautioned the discussions to dialogue seriously because Liberia's water resources, like any part of the ecosystem, is not spared by the effects of climate change. Dr. Yapawolu said despite the lack of water resources in Liberia, small and industrial mining is posing serious danger to fresh water resources throughout the country. We take this break to be right back.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future.
Many thanks for rejoining us. We sincerely apologize. We were facing some technical issue, but let's go back to this development. The Environmental Protection Agency has embarked on a two-day dialogue on the conclusion of freshwater ecosystem in the nationally determined contribution. The nationally determined contribution is a climate action plan that countries submit to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, Secretariat, every 5 years. Speaking at the beginning of the dialogue, EPA's Executive Director, Dr. Emmanuel Yapawolu, questioned the discussions to dialogue seriously because Liberia's water resources, like any part of the ecosystem, is not spared by the effects of climate change.
Determined contributions, Liberia intend to raise for climate action plan by including subsectors that were not considered during the earlier revisions of the previous NDCs. Freshwater ecosystem is one of the sectors that we intend to include in our NDC. The inclusion of this sector was disclosed by His Excellency Vice President Jeremiah Pankun when he delivered Nigerian national statement at the just ended COP 2029 in Baku, Azerbaijan. We welcome the technical and financial support from the International Union for the Conservation of Nature for working with the EPA to host this important dialogue on freshwater ecosystems in Liberia. I want to challenge all of us to actively participate in this technical dialogue. Your contributions will assist us to advance appropriate actions for inclusion of freshwater ecosystem in the NDCs to protect and to conserve freshwater ecosystem that is under severe threats in Liberia. As our president has already launched the arrest agenda for inclusive growth and economic development, which has environmental sustainability as a key component, your contribution will play a pivotal role in the attainment of this important national development agenda. The earth, the air, the land, and the water are not inherited from our forefathers, but all room from our children. We have to bend over to them at least as it was handed over to us, unquote. The inclusion of freshwater ecosystem seek to fulfill this important goal.
He is the Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Emmanuel Yakpawolude speaking. The Executive Director of the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment, Julia Silly, had disclosed that the 11.5 million that was allocated to the institution has been reduced to 4.7 million in the recast budget. According to him, 11 million was allotted in the 2024 national budget to implement legislative projects across the 73 districts. Speaking Thursday during a Senate hearing, Director Silly said the project should have begun from the passing of the 2024 budget and be dedicated this December. The list board said because of the delay, the project may not start this December.
As it relates to the appropriations made in the 2024 budget for the lawmakers, in this case specifically the sector, we have initially seen $11.6 million in the budget for both houses. Once we got that signal the budget was passed, as a matter of precedent, we developed the program implementation framework document, requesting the funds so that the legislative engagement projects can commence. We did not get any positive response from the Ministry of Finance then until the middle part of July through the intervention of Vice President of the Bureau. Went throughout the 73 districts, so all the projects, all the proposed project sites, totaling 364. I was told by the Ministry of Finance that the other recap appropriation, but after the analysts went through the books, they confirmed to me that that amount has now been reduced to 4.7 million US dollars to be an earmark for district development projects across the country. It was my plan to officially communicate to this body by tomorrow, telling you about what ability and how this amount can be redistributed among how this can be redistributed between the both houses.
He is the Executive Director of the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment. Liz for short, he's Julia Silly there, speaking in the plenary of the Liberian Senate. If you are just joining us, please be informed that you are in tune to 45 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. We broadcast from Duport Road in Painesville, outside the nation's capital, Monrovia. Now, top developments. Vice President Office rejects what it calls unfunded bribery allegations against Vice President Jeremiah Coon, describing them as politically motivated distraction. Supreme Court of Liberia ruled in a case involving Mbatu House Speaker Fernando Kofa and the majority members of the House of Representatives this Friday. Healthcare workers threatens a nationwide strike if government fails to address the salary disparities in the sector, gives the government a 10-day ultimatum. And away from Liberia, at least 79 people have died from an unknown disease that is causing flu-like symptoms in southwestern Democratic Republic of Congo. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. bring you the partial last sports, but let's bring you more developments on the program. And despite losing the representative election in District 2 Maswada County, Bishop Nimna says he will continue with his community initiatives that impact the lives of the ordinary people. Bishop Doyen said he has completed the renovation of several market buildings in the district, ensuring the marketers have the conducive environment to sell and support their families. The clergyman and humanitarian revealed that the current renovation of the Johnsonville Rehab Market and the Pepperwood Town Market was aimed at giving the facilities a facelift as they were in a deplorable conditions. He spoke with reporters recently in Johnsonville.
Bought the sink, bought the nails, and we paid the carpenters to do the work. That's how we work with people. I built the market in 2017, and I saw that the people were returning to the same condition that they were in before we built the building. So I decided to just come and intervene before it got worse. Things were getting a little bad there. Let them find their own 40 bottles of zinc and give them the proof for political reasons. Just renovate the market and leave. I built the market and left. I will renovate and leave and go to another market. I think there are about 3 markets that I'm going to renovate. That's the first one. We will go to Nickley Town with the grace of God, and we'll go to Pepperwood Town for now. The marketers are always grateful when people do something for them, and I don't expect them to not to be grateful. They are always grateful when you help them. In fact, you yourself will be proud when someone comes to your aid. They are happy. That is my market. I know that almost all of them who sell my market, they accept the new ones. The leadership of the market, I know. What you sell, I know. The most fortunate about the kind of way we work is that the land is not for the marketers themselves. If it were for the marketers themselves, then we'll carry on with the concrete floor, concrete tables, and we will electrify the place. I had a plan of building markets and making sure that they are a little self-contained, but it didn't work. So what I can do for now, I will do. For now, I will tell them that's a good idea, but whether I can find any free land in our communities, I don't know, because every piece of land here now has an owner. In the past, we came here, there was free land. If you wanted 5 acres of land, you can get it, but now you cannot even get a lot unless you want to rebuy. And you can see that the place they are is very squeezed up, jammed up, and it's a small place, but that is where they are doing their business, and that is where we have to go if we want to help them. There are several markets in the district. I built several markets, but that was the first market that I built in 2017. Now the sink spoiling, so I had to replace the sink. The same I would do in the past, we were giving macro loan to the marketers. So because of political interference, we stopped. We don't know whether there will even be political interference against.
He is former Maswada County District 2 Representative candidate Bishop Nimna Doyen there speaking. Meanwhile, heads of the market have lauded Bishop Doyen for always supporting them through construction of market facilities and giving them microfinance loans. The superintendent of the Johnsonville Market, Ruth Gapu, and others expressed gratitude to the Independent Catholic Church Bishop for renovating their market, stressing that market building was almost falling.
Thank you for playing him, pa. For playing it. I play our telegram coming from so now he see for all he can't pay the market. I see fun. I tell you, take your God with blessing to spare in the cash for all, and you will go every blessing that I see. I tell my friend marketeers that when I want follow and he free see them to come, so we're not on the green. So they are one. That's what I'm doing. Everything. We want to do everything. I want for you to for all. So they our payroll for this study on the place to one for you to find play for so we money Doris couple in the market on follow twin. I'm very happy for you to come for this year because the water are leaking on now he said we don't want to see our condition with so I'm very happy for him. That's surprise to us because we're not expecting it when we do no other make it way for us because our market here it was all the way on no we so bend down your voice. Pull up for down for all my hair, I nearly break my neck if I was going to bloody here. Then now again, coming to change that area again. for us. So I'm very happy, and I don't even know what to tell him. Our building here, for us, we the market here. And for someone, and we just borrow the place for us to sell, just for our children to survive, for us to send our children to school. Before, I had a wonder would be there. I would beg him. The way we bring it for other day. Then you look for a good area for one area that would be able to fit there, but we not fit on the kitchen. They shouldn't forget about the men here. Because the men there for us, we the single parent, he's there for us. Then remember the men here. Yes, I got here. Being very happy. I'm so happy. I'm so joyful for Father Twin. Over 7 years plus, I've been selling in the market. Nobody beside Father Twin. In the Father Twin, I open it. There for us. This is the second time when it's there for us.
There are some marketers there in the Johnsonville and Pepperwood Market or in District 2, Mazada County. They're loading the Bishop of the Independent Catholic Church and former District 2 Representative candidate in Mazada County, Bishop named Doyen. Later on, heard the voice of the bishop who spoke to journalists after the renovation of the two markets in the district. The Director General of the Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa has appealed to students to take the lead in educating their communities and society on the danger of money laundering. Edwin Harris said the West African Regional Organization ECOWAS believes that one of the means through which money laundering can be minimized is through the creation of awareness by young people. Harris' appeal was contained in a speech delivered on his behalf by Tom Lil, that's the Deputy Director General for Training at Gambia at the Inter-Ministerial Speech Contest on Money Laundering held at the African Methodist Episcopal University in Monrovia.
Coalition with the academia in our shared responsibility to addressing the problems of money laundering, terrorist financing, and of course, pro-relocation financing, not only in West Africa, but beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, money laundering and terrorist financing constitute major obstacles to our developments. These crimes have had adverse impacts on regional security and development, including erosion of reputation to the image of all member states of ECOWAS, loss of foreign direct investments, poor infrastructural developments, dwindling confidence, and distortion in our political as well as financial systems. Today, it's on record that commendable improvements have been made in the implementation of AMS CFT regime across the region. Member countries have made significant progress and are at various levels of implementation of the AMS CFT regimes. Overall, the improvement in the AMS CFT regime of our member states has contributed to good governance, enhanced development, and security in several member states.
Tom Milley is the Deputy Director General for Training at Gambia. They are speaking on behalf of his boss. Let's bring you this development. In the fight for change, Orange Liberia has celebrated its National Volunteers Day for all employees in Monrovia. The Engagement for Change program is intended to appreciate all employees in different departments in the company for their level of contribution and hard work in the sector. Orange Liberia also certificated over 30 employees in different disciplines for contribution immensely to the growth and services of the institution. Giving the overview of the program, Head of Corporate Social Responsibility, Nouvelle Bouya said the Celebration Engagement Day is responsible to have a significant impact on the environment and the future of the world.
To protect and preserve this planet. Our actions, no matter how small, can have a significant impact on the environment and the future of our world. Orange has committed to reducing its CO2 emissions by 30% and to use 50% renewable energy across the entire organization by 2025. As a lead operator, Orange aims to build a more responsible digital world by committing to net zero carbon emissions by 2040. The three pillars of our policy with social and environmental responsibility at the core are: 1, taking action for the environment; 2, promoting access to responsible digital solutions; and 3, building an inclusive company. To achieve these, we engage our employees in meaningful conversations that inspire action.
Nuviot Wea is the head of corporate social responsibility at Orange Liberia. They are speaking for part the executive director of Public Health Initiative Liberia, Grace Giripo, thanked Orange Liberia for contributing to reduce the high cost of breast cancer in Masaralo, Nimba, Magibi, and Grand Bassa counties.
As it relates to number of women that have access to affordable services, free services on screening for breast cancer in Maserado, Lima, Magibi, and that of Grand Bassa County.
She is the executive director of Public Health Initiative Liberia, Grace Giripo. They're speaking for their past son employees who were certificated by Orange Liberia, thanked the institution for the recognition.
Orange Liberia. I'm the change management supervisor. I'm responsible for all the technical changes within our network here at Orange Liberia. I feel good about it because me as the president, I would like to give off. I'm employed at Orange not only to do technical work, to come and monitor network, troubleshoot network, but it's okay to give up. So one of my highlights is working with the supercoders, the children from 5 to 16. Working with them is so awesome because you get to see them doing what they like to do. You get children exploring the internet.
I feel very good about being honored because, from the beginning of Orange Foundation, we have been working with them along. And I was very proud today to see me such an honor. It made me very happy. At least they was able to recognize our effort in getting to the less privileged, orphanage, and other things. Because when I started with Orange Foundation, we used to go to an orphanage home during the coronavirus time. We also visited the SOS hospital. A lot of less privileged areas.
There are some employees of Orange Liberia there who are certificated by the institution for their immense work at the institution there, thanking the management for the recognition. Earlier on, heard the voice of the executive director of Public Initiative Liberia, Joyce Giripo, there speaking also, and the head of corporate social responsibility, Nuviot Wea, also gave the overview of the program, taking us home at today's edition of the program News Desk. But I will take leave of you a recap of our major developments. Vice President Office rejects what it calls unfounded bribery allegations against Vice President Jeremiah Coon, describing them as politically motivated distractions. Supreme Court of Liberia to rule in a case involving Mbartu House Speaker Funati Kofa and the majority members of the House of Representatives this Friday. Healthcare workers threatens a nationwide strike if national government fails to address the salary disparities in the sector, gives the government a 10-day ultimatum. And away from Liberia, at least 79 people have died from an unknown disease that is causing flu-like symptoms in southwestern Democratic Republic of Congo. We'd love to say many thanks to our writers, contributors, correspondents for making today's edition of the program the sources. Thanks to Orange Liberia and Ecobank Liberia Limited for their sponsorship. Naketa Roberts was here with the news bulletin. Kopo Sangasala control and producer our sounds. Myean Torgbean, as usual, was behind the camera. My name is Johnson Gbarntolmah. I presented. Good night.
Ria TV, True FM.
Okay, Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll keep you better.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence
Universal News, summary at 12. My name is Hansen Der Capuchin. Welcome to News and Analysis, 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life that what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life that what I live. You know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Roads, connecting roads,
we are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Myean TV and listening to Truth FM 96.1.